Well, hello there, everybody. Been a while. Been a minute. Brett the Tank Downey here, along with
Crazy H,
who is behind the mountain of toys that we have to show you guys.
We've compiled over
on our
months.
show. Yes, it's our October haul, I guess you would say.
The Spook Fest haul.
And the Spook Fest haul. Woo!
Let me Zach back Spooky Ghost.
Spooky Ghost. Yeah, got a lot of good stuff. Everybody's doing all right. Thank you for coming to the channel. Before you get any further, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You know you want to do it.
Hit the bell
I need
for notification.
750 of you right now to be my champions and hit that button. You can do it. You can do it for the
You have the power.
You have the power to make his channel from being a total piece of crap to a good channel. Yes, you can do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Hit the button now. Okay.
All right.
We got a bunch of stuff.
Jump into the stuff.
I'll let my toy entrepreneur expertise of the craziest of H's walk us through everything. And we will have peace.
Alright, well, I'm going to start the big thing and move back, I think, because we got a bunch of Star Wars stuff that's cool.
Oh, yes.
Like, really cool, and I want to leave it here.
Got this from my buddy Patrick.
This is like that
My
box.
Ollie's hooked me up, and there she is.
Tori.
Right off the bat, Tori on the scene. My buddy Patrick
Shut it off.
hooked me up with this beautiful. She don't want to go. She's going to stay around a little bit.
This is like,
Hey,
you remember the first Toy Story, whenever they're like having the birthday party, and there's that present where it's like, that one's not so bad, and they turn it around, and it's like real long. That's what this is. So I don't know how you're going to look at it.
So Patrick, thank you for hooking me up with this beautiful Wonder Woman.
It's a 18-inch.
I believe
maybe?
so. She's a big fig.
Yeah.
But she's a beautiful
as
big
you
fig.
can
She's
see-
kind of bombshell looking. The packaging
Yes,
is absolutely
very
beautiful.
cool art, especially in the inside.
Absolutely
You
beautiful.
get a look at the figure itself.
Ooh, look at them legs.
And-
She wears short shorts.
And then this is the whole bunch of compiled comic artwork. Looks very nice.
You're very beautiful.
I really want to know if they did more of these.
Patrick, you are the man. Shout out to you.
Yeah, because it's pretty impressive. I'd like to
He's
see
a member of my
Batman.
Western Maryland Figs community. And if you're not, check us out on Facebook.
Yes. So, a very nice piece. I bring it closer, but that's about as close as we can get to something that big. But they'll have a nice room.
Yes. She's very nice. Love her a lot. Thanks again, Patrick. You rule.
Then we get into the next big thing, some G.I.Joe.
Yes, these are also
this is fresh off the press.
fresh off the press from my man, Ryan Adam.
Finally have a Baroness with her bike
Finally.
in our...
He has been hooking me up in my Joe hookup since we have no targets up here in our neck of the woods. And they're the ones that have been getting a lot of the Joe stuff. He's been hooking me up, but got this beautiful... Boy, they did the female figures in this line. They're just beautiful. I don't know how good you guys can see. You guys have probably seen it 500 times on other channels, but this is the first time on my channel. But yeah, Ryan Am, thank you very much. Ryan, for you who don't know, is the guitar player in High Strider. That is the band I sing with, and we're recording new material right now. You can check us out on Facebook too. But Ryan, thank you very much. Love her, love her, love her. I love her. And then he hooked up with another one as well.
Yep, this would be... What is this?
Another one.
Beachhead.
As well. Mr. Beachhead.
I don't know who Beachhead is, though.
He is smooth as who he is. Look at that. Awesomeness. Love this G.I.Joe line. It is simply beautiful that this is in my possession.
Isn't that a movie title, Simply Beautiful?
These, huh? Simply Beautiful.
It sounds like a movie.
Starring Hunter Downey.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, loving this.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Loving this. Can't wait to unbox these and add them with the rest of the Joes.
Yep.
Compiling quite a collection. He has a couple more on the way for me down the road. They're being delivered to him, and then they'll be delivered to me. But he's been
Did he get Storm Shadow?
Been my hookup. I'm not sure who. You know how sad it is. There's been so many things going on. I forget which ones he actually got.
Probably in at least.
No, I got the Storm Shadow coming in the red one. They're coming in my Amazon. It's taking 600 years. But yeah, these beautiful G.I. Joes are now mine. Thank you, Ryan Adam. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, man.
We get into that later. I'll take them
Awesomeness.
over here for room. Safe.
Awesomeness.
I can sit again. Alright. So I'm trying to keep all the Star Wars stuff to the end. We'll go with your oddball Hulk Hogan.
Let me tell you something, brother. I had to have the pop of Hogan, the classic.
Of all ones
Hulkster.
to make a Walmart exclusive. Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan.
of all ones to make. But this is the only pop this time. Some of you will be delighted to know that. Others you'll be disappointed to know that. But got the Hulkster. Got the Hulkster. I was trying to think what my favorite Hulk Hogan match would have been.
Ultimate Warrior?
There were some good ones with the Ultimate Warrior. There was good ones with Roddy Piper.
Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant was probably the most memorable from WrestleMania 3. But what a lot of people forget, there was another one when Hogan was a bad guy the first time, when he was in WWF. He had a match with Andre on TV. Or it might not even been a match, he might just attacked him, but he bloodied them all up. And at the end of the match, Andre in that deep-ass voice goes, "Hogan! Hogan! How could you do this to me, Hogan?" But it was kind of smooth. But that,
Hogan.
look it up, man. He bloodied him up.
Who's on the back there?
That was back in the Thunderlips days, I guess. Who's on the back? The Miz, Mean Gene Okerlund, Diesel.
Oh, I wonder if Naomi...
And then Naomi. They had a
dark?
chase of her, too, I think.
Is she glowing in the dark?
And John Cena. She probably does, because it looks like she glows in the dark. But there, if you can see what he's talking about. The line you can get, other ones you can get. But I don't have a lot of wrestlers, but I've been trying to get like the big, real good ones. So he's a cool one to add to the collection.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we get to this really cool Wolverine that Marvel Legends has been putting out, and what I'd say is his most iconic look when Hugh Jackman was playing the role.
I find you should mention that look. If you've seen like one of my latest videos, I did a slideshow of when Hunter actually had the cosplay. He has the jacket and all.
Yeah, I even got the belt buckle. The Indian Chief.
My good friend Nikki Skidmore took the pictures, and they were awesome.
Yeah, they turned
so
out
check
really
them
good.
out on the channel.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the sculpts, they're pretty good. I mean, the Shrieking one looks kind of but like the stable one, which is probably how I'll display him, looks a lot like you. So, they're very cool to have.
A lot like you.
Now we get into the Star Wars stuff. We'll get the very oddball one out of the way first.
Why is it oddball?
Just because it's not like a traditional figure.
Yeah, I finally got this guy.
Yep, Han and Carbonite.
On Carbonite.
12-inch.
Had him ordered a few different times. Orders got canceled and different goings on, and then finally got him for the collection here at the Pop Culture Palace.
I do, like I said,
in Western Maryland, at an undisclosed location.
We got some of the 3/4-inch ones here, but I always say that I love the box art on these things. Maybe it's just my love of like the pictures aspect of it.
No, that's the main
it's
reason.
It's a very
but
cool, iconic style for.
But yeah, I was glad I finally got my hands on him, because there's some cool stuff I could do if I really wanted to.
I'm saving those for last.
He's saving them for last.
I think they're the best things.
So what are we doing next? Is the question.
We'll do the 3/4-inch vintage.
Yeah, all kinds of awesome vintage collections coming out lately.
This
So
one
I'm sure you
also
guys are well aware.
Fresh from the press.
Yep, hot off the press.
Good old Cheer It.
My man, Cheer It. I am one with the Force.
The Force is with me.
That's right.
That's what he kept saying over and over.
Really cool. They really did his outfit. I don't know if you guys get it a little closer. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's so hard on with the camera glare and all that kind of stuff, but it's really awesome. But definitely liking. I don't get every one, you know.
Just the characters you find the most.
I see a lot of sheepy
Well,
activity, and
there's-
I don't have to have every single one of everything.
This one's a must-have, though.
Character I really like, yeah. Yeah, and I'm still trying to find him in the Black Series 6-inch. I'm hunting him and Cad Bane. They're my main goals at the moment.
Hondo, the
If
Jack.
I had a little smooth graphic to put on the screen right now, I would have them on there with the, like, need to be checked off the list or something, but I don't.
But this is...
Because we do everything easy.
Hondo, the Jack Sparrow of Star Wars. And one of the best characters I think Clone Wars introduced. Up there with Vectress and Cad Bane.
When I seen him, I was like, ordered him immediately.
Ahsoka.
Ordered him immediately.
And of course the picture here on the thing is from the animatronic. Or it might be the guy in costume they had at Galaxy's Edge. It was very cool to see him. And then we get to another one of the best things that the Clone Wars gave us. Good old Maul. But this is back in his Phantom Menace days when he didn't say anything and wasn't as...
This is my apprentice, Darth Maul. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
Yeah,
he will find. Yep. I had to have him too, of course. Just the box art.
Yep. Very iconic
what these are all about, man.
Picture. This is the pose that...
How many vintage collection do you think I have upstairs now? I'm out of
Maybe
room
about-
in this room, so we got stuff stored
maybe about
upstairs.
10 somewhere, maybe a little more, 15.
Seems like I had more than that.
I don't know.
Huh.
That's what I'd guess. Oh, and he comes with the hood to display him that way. And then, let me see.
And then we have the
That'll
dynamic duo of Star Wars.
Yeah. Start with the good old young and brash Anakin. Really cool how they used the actor.
I love that picture they used too.
They used Hayden's face on like the costume of the Clone Wars one. Very cool. The dude definitely had the face of Anakin. I'll give him that. But do you ever think? I'm curious. Do you ever find it weird or like hard to believe that Matt Lanner's Anakin and Hayden Christensen's are the same guy?
It is. It's they both did good jobs in their own right. So
it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess the Revenge of the Sith one's closer to Matt Lanner's portrayal, but like it's just kind of interesting comparisons. And then the Master is not.
That's
far
the
from
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
Same thing with
I thought he was a real cool.
Really neat how they, again put his head on the body of the Clone Wars. Like, wonder who did that art for it, because that seems like
it's
specific.
Cool though. It looks really nice.
Yeah. There's a part of me that in the I wish that like in the earlier seasons of the show, they would have still had him with the mullet, kind of like how, and like the cape, kind of like how they did in the old one. I kind of wish they would have brought that back for this, but he still looks cool. And now we'll get into the 12-inchers. It's the 6-inch Black Series, yeah.
Yes.
So of course, we all know what's coming.
I'm not gonna say it.
You're thinking it.
I'm not thinking it either.
Why wouldn't you? Everybody thinks it when they see good old Akbar.
No, I think, what line I think of more than that? I think of like...
You can see here the Death Star.
Well, that one too, but I think of when he says, the Force will be with us. And then the camera's just on him for like 10 seconds for some reason. And it just stays on him. He's just there all Google eyes, look like his eyes ought to be going up in his head. But,
yeah.
Yep. Old Admiral Akbar, had to have him. He's like one of my must-have characters. A second-tier character. That's you just gotta have him.
He was in Clone Wars 2.
You just gotta
remember. He was in Clone Wars 2 on the water planet. Whenever the Mon Calamari were fighting the Quarren for control.
But the new box.
Yeah, very
boxes
cool.
are awesome.
What they're doing with the boxes now.
I just wish. I wonder why they decided to change all of a sudden. But he's definitely awesome. It's so much. I'll say it all the time. They can do aliens and people in armor and all so much better. They look so much more like the characters than the humans do. But glad to finally have him in the collection.
And then we got, next up, speaking of Obi-Wan with a mullet, we got his Attack of the Clones look here. Go nicely with the Anakin and Padme that we have up there.
Yes.
You know.
Just finally glad to get this one as well.
You know, this is the traditional box that they used to have them. The kind of black and white.
So do we have every version of Obi-Wan now?
Not the Revenge of the Sith one, because they only did it in the old wave. But I'm betting that not before long they're probably going to do him in the classic.
We got so much. I've lost total track of what we
have. We have
we don't
Phantom
have.
Menace, Attack of the Clones, a Clone Wars one. Well, we don't have an old Ben out of the box, but we have him upstairs in the 40th.
Right.
So, apart from like a straight Revenge of the Sith one, that's the only one we're missing. And the next, possibly my favorite, in order to go nicely with the Plo Koon, and I hope they continue this line with the side Jedi, there's Kit Fisto.
Yeah, he was not one I had a really hard time finding, trying to get my hands on.
Very cool.
Had canceled orders and all kinds of...
Still one of my favorite images.
Goofy stuff happen.
From the Kurosawa Clone Wars is whenever they're there on the Star Destroyer over the water, and it's him and just like a line full of water clones, and he just takes his robe off and just throws it.
Just throws it,
and then he's just shirtless like a beach bum surfer and just dives into the water. I love that stuff. But, yeah, very cool. Also, funny thing I know about him is I don't remember which one, but one of the Men in Black movies, there's a scene where Will Smith has this baby, and it looks just like what he'd look like.
Yeah, I remember that.
That'd be funny if it was like one of his species or something. And then we get to your big score, also fresh off the press.
Yeah. Thanks to my man John Crofus, who
Clone Wars Ahsoka
sent me a message and said, hey, we got a big pilot in last night, and
yeah, the palette that I couldn't take part of.
Miss Riley is leaving us.
She's retiring for the night.
She's retiring for the evening. I love you too, dear. You enjoy your slumber.
She said she'll try. But yes, very cool Ahsoka. Again, box art, 10 points for that.
Yeah, awesome.
Like, I like it when they
awesomeness.
You gotta admit, it's cool when they can make a box that like you'd like to display with the figure if you took it out, you know? And I like how that was the thing these lacked, is the ability to like take it out without being able to preserve it.
I know, it's a shame too.
But
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
If they had a way. You'd think by now they would have a way on some of these blister pack type things to do it.
Like, it would be neat. Like, I used one here, for example.
Like if they had a little serrated edge or something.
Yeah, like, it'd be cool if it was like, kind of like how a plastic bag worked, and you could like...
I had a little zipper thing. That would be a cool idea. Are you listening out there, Hasbro?
Only by miracle, maybe.
Yeah, right. They're just dying to sign up for the latest edition of the Mortal Ring Wars show.
And that concludes the haul portion. Very impressive for a month.
Impressive. Quite impressive.
Yeah, for a month.
You're out of shot. You can scoot over this way a little bit. I'm like hogging the whole camera.
I had to lean away for a moment.
Why did you lean away?
I don't know, just shifting in my seat.
Do we have any news to talk about?
Well, let's.
I put you in charge of like listening.
I know.
I can think of one news item.
I've been thinking of something. Will you go then? What's on your mind?
I was thinking of the whole supposedly how all the Spider-Man have signed up for the Spider-Man 3 movie.
Still speculative, but it's been heavily implied from what we've heard.
So that'll be so cool and awesome if that happens.
I was actually talking to Casey this morning, and I was like, you know, we're moving into real, like, freaky, uncharted territory with Marvel now. Like, we're getting out of the conventional, like, reelwood and stuff's gonna start getting, like, weird. Like, I feel like the last few movies were kind of like a taste of it, but now, like, and I was like, I think a good portion of it is gonna stem from the events of WandaVision and Loki.
If they make all these fit together somehow, and it's gonna be kind of hard to wrap your mind around.
The thing about WandaVision is I truly believe the angle they're going with is they're going to use the grief of losing Vision to kind of channel and stimulate the events of House of M.
Kind of make her go
nuts and create the
so she creates
did
the
in that.
multiverse.
But that's what I like about the movies is how instead of just strictly adhering to the comic lore, they take little bits of it and then incorporate it into their own narrative, which I really like about their stuff. So even though they're not doing like the House of M thing in the traditional sense with X-Men and Magneto and all that stuff, they're still finding a way that makes sense to her character and what's going on in that universe right now to incorporate it in an effective way, which I think is really cool. Because I feel like who's going to doing that is going to tumble over to Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and then it's just going to have this effect.
Yeah, I'm just anxious for some of it to begin, man. It feels like we're just on such a dry. I guess because we're going through all this with the virus and all that, which I hope everybody's doing all right.
That was mentioned too. That Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3, so he's going to have a part to play there.
We'll have to see what happens with all that.
Yeah, so there's going to be lots of. I'm trying to think of. I haven't heard much about Loki lately. The last thing I heard was Owen Wilson was cast. Was the last thing I remember hearing,
which is hilarious in itself.
I know. And then Doctor Strange. I mean, I thought I heard a rumor that Tenet was going to be the villain, but I don't know if it is. That's going to rock. But
yeah, that would be really cool if it is.
I saw a thing. Chris Hemsworth was talking about how excited he's going to be to take Thor in a different direction in Love and Thunder. And Natalie Portman's, excited about it because of having more chick superheroes and, that's the kind of stuff I remember about it. And then I don't think I've heard anything about Guardians 3. Eternals is pretty much the same, and Shang-Chi, all that kind of stuff is still, from what I remember, everything usual.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think.
I'm just interested, for him to get it all rolling,
I know.
It just feels like we've been so long since we've had anything to.
Of course, in the Black Widow, they were talking about taking directly to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, going to be a thing. I'm trying to think of Star Wars. I mean, Mandalorian's the biggest thing right now. And
it starts next week.
Mm-hmm.
And so
we should definitely get a rewatch in of the.
It's October 24th as of this recording, so we've not yet had Halloween. So everybody had a good and safe Halloween, if you actually can do Halloween.
Let me think.
So we're right. I think, what's it, the second or the first you can watch The Mandalorian?
I thought it was the second. I don't know.
I'm just interested to see if Ahsoka's actually in it.
If it's
actually Rosario doing Ahsoka and
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
All the different characters that might. They've been very tame with what they've shown us in the trailer. They've showed us bits to keep us interested, like the fight in the.
And even if that's all they show, it's still going to be awesome. But if they have all this other stuff, it's going to be even more awesome.
Yeah, that they're going to be incorporating in to be very cool. I don't think there's been any real news, apart from that, in the Star Wars world of things.
I'm trying to think of the actual last anything I've watched that's been any of this related. I mean, we had the Walking Dead finale finally there a couple weeks back, which was kind of
The Boys ended.
The Boys
for its next season.
It was great. So hope you guys checked it out.
And then
I've been watching Fear the Walking Dead, which is kind of but I've watched the new one with the kids, and I've not really got into it so far.
Probably won't.
I don't know if they're just biting too much off or what.
As far as shows we're catching up on, I mean, we're in the middle of season 9 right now of New Who, Doctor Who. We just watched Maisie Williams'
that was our
tenure, which was cool.
Quarantine thing we all did because we never really did it was watch all the Doctor Who's.
You've seen bits and pieces here and there, but we're about probably midway through book 3 of Avatar, which it's been amazing for an animation. You definitely see where Filoni got his props for his bit, that he did.
Yeah, what I've seen with you guys I've enjoyed.
Actually, I want to talk about that again. I know I've gone on about it before, but the whole argument that I really can't stand when people assume that just because something's a cartoon that it's meant for kids.
Yeah.
Even if it is originally, you can tell shows like Avatar, all the Star Wars stuff, Castlevania, even like stuff like South Park, all of it take really good, messages, and sometimes even get the point across more clearly and more better with their characters than something real would. So I think that's what people with that kind of mindset need to understand, is that all a cartoon is, or animation, or any of that, it's just another medium for telling a story. It doesn't matter if it's a real person, or you could tell the most boring, mundane story in a comic book of like a bloke going to work or something, and it would just be the exact same. It's
Right.
just maybe you can show a little more.
Well, it's all storytelling.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I think it's an important thing to stress right now, that there is a industry for that sort of thing.
Right.
And to encourage people out there to, take part of it if that's what they want to do.
Don't be afraid to check out stuff that you've never watched. Especially if you got other people saying, "Oh, it's not cool," or anything. Have your own opinion. There's way too many sheep in the world. Have your own opinion about stuff.
What else? Go to DC. Of course, there was the polarizing news of Jared Leto's going to be in the Snyder Cut now.
Yeah, seen that.
Which people are not happy about.
They must be adding just a boatload of stuff.
Who knows what's going to be in that movie?
Yeah,
it's gonna. I have a feeling it's going to be vastly different from what we saw.
It's either going to be really good or really bad.
I don't know.
One or the other. I'm kind of afraid.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Wonder Woman 84 really. And as far as we know, Aquaman 2's happening, but it's been pushed back, I think.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything.
This is random, but didn't
that
the new
old camp.
Bond get casted? Wasn't somebody said
I don't know that
they Bond?
They've casted anybody yet, but we're still waiting on the
thought
last
there was
movie
plans.
to come out.
That's true.
It's got canceled because of the virus so many times.
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to come out till next year now.
That's maybe. But nothing else for DC I can think of. There might be. We got Batman to look forward to. Pattinson. I think Cavill's has said some stuff about him coming back for things. I can't remember.
When is the next season of his show? The Netflix show.
Oh, Witcher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I haven't heard anything about that either.
Definitely be cool to see too. The last thing I remember from that was him running around with that goat guy and knocking him over.
The goat guy, yeah.
That was cussing and all. It's the last thing I remember from that show. And then, let's say DC, of course, Suicide Squad 2 is still in the running for James Gunn. Hopefully that's really good. Hopefully, I have faith that it will be. It might end up being one of the better ones.
That's one John Cena's in, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then other stuff. Of course, there's nothing really new with that because it's ended. Game of Thrones, I've been hearing things about the prequel they're doing, House of the Dragon. They cast the king, I believe, King Viserys in it. He's somewhere up in Daenerys' bloodline, like probably about the middle point when I looked at it. I can't remember who they said it is.
It'll be interesting to see if they can capture the same type of
But that's the thing. I have a feeling it's only going to get one season, just because I feel like too many people felt betrayed by 8. That it's not going to.
Betrayed.
Well, I feel like it's not going to get enough traffic because people will be like, "Well, what's the point?"
Right.
We know how it's going to end. So, really, the only interesting bit of it would be for lore purposes if they do that right. Then
there's all this controversy about Lord of the Rings and nudity in the new Amazon show and all this.
Apparently, they asked actors if they were comfortable doing nude scenes, and they hired like an intimacy coach or something. You know how I am. I'm mixed on it. I feel like if they go that route just for the sake of the sake, like Game of Thrones did, I'm really gonna be really upset with it, because
if you were an actor, would you do a nude scene?
You'd have to pay.
If they said, Hunter Downey, here is $10 million.
Yeah, so you'd have to pay me a lot, and it depends on what I'm doing in the nude scene. Like, have you stand nude by a window for $10 million? I'll do it. But in a room with another person, Hey,
By-
they did it in
by a
Romeo.
window?
They did it in the '60s Romeo and Juliet. There's a shot where he gets out of bed and he stands there in the broad daylight, and you see his butt cheeks facing the window. Like he's
Does he put them against the window and like make
no,
faces with them? or
no.
something?
He's just like standing there. It's like that shot in Days of Future Past when Hugh gets up out of bed and he's naked and he stands there in the mirror and is looking at himself. It's like that. But like the thing is that's if they do it, it's just that's not what Tolkien's work is about. Like I feel like if they do that, people are going to be
grave, you think?
People are going to be more betrayed than they were with the little bit of stuff they did different in The Hobbit. You know, they might be begging for Peter Jackson to come back.
People complaining on the Facebook groups now.
No, they are now. Like
they're already complaining.
Yeah, they're already upset about it. If it's,
I'm shocked.
The only way I'm gonna accept it is if it's meaningful to the story. If there is good reason that drives the narrative, that like if it is a necessary scene relating to love that we have to see between two characters to understand them, that is the only reason. I'm not gonna be for it if I'm just seeing sex just because it's hot. Like, I don't agree with that, you know? Or, I mean, unless they're going to dabble with, because, you know, this is, we're talking about the Silmarillion and, you know, the creation of the different races. And, of course, kind of like the sort of Adam and Eve parallel, they all were naked originally. Like, I've seen artwork of the creation of the dwarves and, I think the god that created them is named Aul, the angel being, and you see all the three dwarf lords are kind of naked and, like, cowering in his might, like... So, like, and if they do that, I'm okay with it. I just don't want them to, like, exploit it, because that's not what his work is about, you know?
Right, I see what you're saying.
I just don't want... if they do it, just to tell them to make it meaningful. And if they...
Tastefully.
Hey, heck, maybe if people go crawling back to Jackson if they end up hating it that much.
They might.
Because that sounds very drastic to compare it to the changes he made in The Hobbit.
Who is directing?
I don't know. Just, I've heard writers have been locked in a cupboard or something writing it. It's under wraps. And the chick that's playing Galadriel.
The writers in the cupboard.
Who, I don't know about her acting ability, but look-wise, the girl that's playing Galadriel, I'm for.
Yeah, like, she does have the look.
She looks like Cate Blanchett. So I'm like, okay. You know, I'll definitely accept it if that's the route we're going. But...
It'll be interesting, if nothing else.
I'm very curious. Like I said, I was trying to think of other. We had a crap ton of birthdays this week.
We did have a lot. There was a lot of birthdays this week.
Lots of really cool people. I made kind of a post about it. The only one I forgot, unfortunately, was Christopher Lloyd.
Marty.
Yeah. Hey, you know what my favorite quote of his is in that movie?
You Klingon bastard! You killed my son, huh? What?
My favorite quote of his in Back to the Future is when he's standing there with the control and he's watching the DeLorean, and he goes, "When this baby eats 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit." That's what I've said to people regarding my film career. I'm like, if my film career takes off, you're gonna see some serious shit. That's what I've said.
Amen to that. Oh, minute.
Save
News
video.
items.
Okay.
Number one, we're all still mourning the great Edward Van Halen's death. Hit me really hard because growing up, you know, he was like one of my heroes. Van Halen was my band. My room was a Van Halen shrine. So definitely been hit hard with that. And certainly going to miss the fact that we're not going to be able to ever have any new Van Halen fresh music. There's plenty in the vault that I'm hoping they release. So definitely been down about that. So best wishes to his family and all of his bandmates. And I'm so glad he got to patch things up with Dave and with Sammy before he passed. So it just makes me sad that they were on the verge of having a reunion tour, and you know it couldn't happen because he was just too sick. So been really sad about that for the past couple of weeks. So I made a whole album on my Facebook page of nothing but his pictures as a tribute. So if you're one of my Facebook friends, check it out. And then some actually probably the best news that I've heard in 2020, this godforsaking horrible year, is that AC/DC are definitely, it's been out there. The first single has been put out. They got a new album coming out. So happy about that. It's called Power Up. And it has pretty much, you know, all the main guys that's still alive. You know, Malcolm's passed, but they got their nephew that's doing the guitar duties, but everybody else is there. So it's I like the new single, and it's gonna be great. And I don't get a lot of CDs anymore, but it's gonna be one I definitely get. And some other news that's out there is a new Armored Saint album that's just come out. If you're a fan of John Bush, he's one of my top 5 favorite vocalists. He did a stint in Anthrax years back for several albums, and then went back to just doing his Armored Saint thing. He actually never quit Armored Saint because that was his first band. But they got a great album, and from what I've heard from it, it just sounds awesome. So there's a few tidbits for my metal guys out there that are, you know, wanting a little bit of news. That's my news. Besides that, not much else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else related to.
You work and go to school, and
yeah, that's about as.
I've been working out like a madman, trying to get in shape.
I'll see people every now and then. I'll be like, "Well, how are you doing?" "Oh, well, I'm not at work. I'm going to school."
Two music projects. I got the Strider one I'm recording, and then I got my new band Hellfire Empire. Check us out on Facebook. We've been rehearsing, getting ready hopefully to do some summer shows. So trying to get my legs working good so I can do that. But yeah, man, been keeping busy with that. And that's been about it. I'm getting ready to do some painting for the holidays, for gifts.
Yes.
And it's hard to believe we're at that time of year again.
Yep, getting close.
Getting close. Mr. Hot Toy Champion wants 27 hot toys.
Not 27.
You wouldn't take 27 if you
No,
got
I'd take 27, but
see?
I'm not asking for them.
He's giving us a list, folks. A list.
Just of my favorites, and then you can select and
Your
choose.
favorite 27? Huh? I can select and choose.
Which one
I'll put the names in a hat. How about that?
Hey, I'd be fine with that. I'd like a surprise to mix it up. It'd be cool.
And you win the Mariah Carey hot toy.
I'm surprised there isn't a Mariah
I am surprised too.
There's probably a third-party one or something.
I'm sure there's something. But I don't know. We rambled long enough, guys. So we hope you guys are all doing well. Don't forget to check out all our social media. I'm on Instagram, More Ring Wars. We're both. He's on Instagram, Hunter Downey.
Yeah.
On Facebook, both on there. I have a Mortal Ring Wars Facebook group and a Mortal Ring Wars Facebook page. Check those out. And check out my bands, Hot Strider and Hellfire Empire, both on Facebook. And please, for the love of everything holy, give this video a like and subscribe. I know some of you guys watch it for 27 seconds and then don't. I don't know what it is with 27, but and then leave and all that. But please subscribe if you're watching. It really helps us out a lot. Give us a like. Put a comment below, even if you want to just tell us we're goofy bastards or something. Just, you know, hashtag goofy bastards. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And just a reminder to do one act of kindness this week and try to help make a difference in somebody's life. You know, when the smallest thing could make a difference. It's what it's all about, us being here to help each other. So for more Ring Wars, Tori the Cat, there she is, and the Pop Culture Palace here in Western Maryland, I'm Brett the Tank Downey.
Crazy H.
And we'll see you guys
in the
next one. In the next one, whatever it may be. And Tori Cat will see you too, I'm sure. Bearing her butt for all to see on camera. Later, guys.
Take care.
Peace. Hey.